GT wasn't that bad. I think the biggest flaw after giving Vegeta a moustache and removing his golden locks was that it was too short and arcs were most likely rushed due to this. It only had 64 episodes, but for traveling in space to other planets was a great concept, but all that for the 50th Dragon Ball search was kinda eh. But Baby was a great villain for what he offered. They met him in space as a wee little baby and he pressed Trunks. They defeated him and dipped. Little did they know he was waiting and lurking in their own hood, plotting and fiending, taking over everyone on Earth. This was good, as he wasn't another villain that was just trying to take over the Earth or destroy it or even looking for the Dragon Balls, but had a vendetta with the Saiyans. He didn't kill any humans but rather controlled them so they would become the new Tuffle residents of the newly restored planet Tuffle. And he did all of this whilst being the Prince of all Saiyans. Absolute deviousness. Vegeta needs to get his get back. Oh, right. The show doesn't like his ass. Ha! Anyways, onto Super 17. No one's stronger than him when he's Super 17. As cool as bro is, I feel like 217's fusion really isn't as cool as it sounds. I think Super 17 is fine. It's just how the form came about that I don't really care for. I feel they could have made it cooler, pun intended, and not seem like a rehash of Super 13, cause 17 is cool, but he ain't punched Goku in no dick. And last time I checked, he ain't got no trucker hat. Lastly, the Shadow Dragons. This saga was the highlight for multiple reasons. One, the way and method the dragons came about was valid, but the whole when you make a wish there's negative energy was eh. I feel the main cast not knowing this for years using the Dragon Balls without consequences is fine, but to only mention it now, not only to us but the cast as well, was just there. I know they said every time that the Dragon Balls aren't meant to be used by anyone else but Namekians and their creators, but they never mentioned about negative energy and all of that. I feel like if they mentioned it earlier, it could have been a cooler plot point, pun intended. And if they use the Black Star Dragon Balls to create them instead of the OG Dragon Balls, it could have been a bit cooler, pun intended. One Dragon Ball for each dragon, making 7 creations that would inevitably become one Omega Shenron. Now he had a cool design. And the ability to feed off of negative energy was cooler, okay, I'll stop, than most of the villains in GT. So he was great as a final boss. And all bosses need to be destroyed. And who better to do so than the GOAT himself, Gogeta. And I know all y'all Vegito fans are gonna be like, of course he's a Gogeta fan. No shit. It sure wasn't Vegeta on my screen. Was he the one that got Super Saiyan 4? Was he the one that said he was no Goku, no Vegeta, and he was the one that's gonna destroy him? I think not, good sir. Long story short, Gogeta didn't beat Omega with one finger, but Super Saiyan 4, Goku, Vegeta and Gogeta is still my favorite looking forms today. And these are all the factors to why I don't think GT was that bad. I enjoyed it. It was good to me. I just wished it was longer because characters could have grown. We only got to see Pan as a 10-year-old and she was just annoying for the first half of the show. We never got to see Gotenks as an adult, even though it was teased, and niggas ain't seen no Vegeta. But when you next see him, tell him get his money, I'm not his funny. Rawr.